experience with us. It's great to have you guys.
कर ले बेटा कर ले तोड़ दे सब कुछ ऐसी पिक्चर बनाई है and obviously great to see you again brother. We go back a long way. We've known each other from college, so before we start doing anything together we always first reminisce for 10 minutes about the past. He's usually bitching about me and I'm defending myself, but it's great to be here. Bloody Daddy is I mean, it's something that we planned almost 3 years back. This was pre-COVID, actually just when COVID had started, and it was very difficult to make films of a certain size and scale. So me and Ali kind of wanted to make this film, but we were wondering how to make it. But somehow he has a great production team, and we were hours. We worked very hard to make it. We had many challenges that we faced. But the best part is when you see the product and you feel like none of that shows. Ali is a fantastic filmmaker. He understands this genre better than I do. So it's a privilege for me to have him help me in this film. It's my first actioner and it is designed for OTT. I saw a lot of comments when the teaser came out that, why aren't you putting this out in the theaters? And trust me, we were all tempted. But this is designed for OTT, and it was meant to be for that kind of a platform. And of course, no better platform than Jio. So we're very, very fortunate that this film will be coming out right after IPL, when all the eyeballs are on, Jio Cinema. And can't wait to share the film with you guys. This is the first time we've shown the trailer. I'm so glad it wasn't on a phone and it was on a nice big screen, because that's where, it's fun to see an action film. And I hope people will watch it on the biggest possible TV back home. But yeah, that's it. I mean, I'm going to keep going on.
I love it, man. He's given everything.
People watching it.
You're going to break the internet, Shid, if that happens. But footfalls, we've always talked about कि कितने लोग आपके देखते हैं. So it must really excite you as a filmmaker to come directly there on a platform that is giving these kind of numbers.
Yeah, 100%. See, as a filmmaker, as a storyteller, what you want the most is that your content should get watched. And one thing we are very clear that now OTT is a platform where a lot of people come in and watch, and the content that you watch here is a very personal viewing. What we understand from numbers is if as Shahid said, there's 2.5 crore people, and if per television set even 4 people are watching it, the visibility and the penetration for you as a storyteller, Shahid as a star, becomes huge. And that is where the word is going to eventually go. And this is just the beginning of it. And with Jio Cinemas doing this with IPL, bringing cricket and cinema both free to you, I think they've hit it in the middle of the bat.
Now they can watch this for free. You are going to break records of your own as well. It must really excite you to know that anyone that has the phone that can watch it, because it's free, can watch it, and also all your online following can watch it. So this is really hitting it out of the park.
I think that a few years back, the people who were open to change kind of recognized that OTT as a digital platform is going to explode, and the accessibility and comfort of that platform cannot be ignored. It is the reality and it is going to happen. I think we're very fortunate to be in a time where we can divide our energies into separate areas and actually work in 2 separate areas which are very different from each other. I think watching content at home, in the comfort of your house, till the time you want, stopping it, having a meal, continuing to watch it, is a very personal and a very enjoyable and a very comfortable experience. And going to a film theater to watch a film is more like an event experience where you want to go out with the family, have a good time, maybe go out for dinner, go to the mall, watch a movie, make a day out of it. And both have their place. So I don't see any, I don't see theatre and OTT, I don't see them kind of colliding into each other. I see them coexisting next to each other as 2 very, very good options. And as filmmakers, as actors, as content creators, we now have more avenues to choose from. I think the challenge for all of us now is to understand that how this has, the entire, ecosystem around us has changed.
And one thing that I have realized over a period of time is that, with time, content is evolving, okay? So you have to have the pulse of the time, which is very, very important. The production value, the slickness, everything originates from the story that you want to say. It does not mean कि अगर आप OTT platform पे आ रहे हो तो आप कम budget के बनाओगे या it should not look how a film on a big screen look. Actually, it becomes an added responsibility as a maker that the content you bring on an OTT platform needs to look more international, I would say, because your viewership is more international. Yeah. And the idea is that it needs to have a reason to come onto an OTT platform. See, we are talking about numbers, box office collections. What's very important is that post-COVID content changed. That is a realization that you need to have as a maker, as a creative person.
Was there a large thought process that has gone in? Because आप बड़ा carefully map करते हो. I know as an actor also आप picky भी हो, क्या करना है, कैसे करना है, mapping चलती है. यहाँ पे action guns के साथ सिर्फ नहीं है, बहुत सारी और चीजें हैं. So was there a massive shift अपने दिमाग में also saying that यार मुझे ना अगर करना है तो एक दिमाग में टर्मिनेटर होता है, आर्नल्ड श्वार्ज़नेगर, सिल्वेस्टर स्टैलोन है, बहुत सारे लोग हैं ऐसे. So did you have something in your head when you say that I need this kind of vision?
So मैंने अपने आप को अली की गोदी में डाल दिया था. I said यार तू ये एक्शन बड़े सालों से कर रहा है and all your actors look damn hot doing action, मेरे को अच्छा दिखा देना. So that whole credit goes to Ali. I think he understands how to bring action that is, like he said, cinematic. It's gritty. It's not, it's not like a amusement park कि उसके अंदर एक कोई उड़ रहा है, कुछ हो रहा है. Of course, that also works and there is place for that. But what really excites me is when the action feels very raw and when it feels like it's happening and the way that it's being shot, it feels like you're in the middle of it and you're kind of, it becomes really nice and edgy and sexy. So I think that's what he also wanted to do. And it's also a very interesting combination as a subject of a very character's emotion driven. That's why it's a titular part, because the character is central in the way the story is told. But the ambience and the world that he's a part of, and the stylization of the action and the treatment, so those two things need to go hand in hand in a subject like this. And I really must say that Ali really brought his A game onto this film. We were shooting in very challenging circumstances, and Himanshu right here had to do all the spade work, all the back end work. So really a big round of applause for you, Himanshu. You really made this happen. And I think Ali has a great partner in Himanshu, and they work beautifully together. But just the way he put the whole thing together, it made it very comfortable for me. I think Ali and me have known each other for many, many years. He was actually hadn't debuted as a filmmaker when we kind of worked together. So I've seen him in those days as well. He was waiting to make a movie, and I could see that he has so much ambition and desire and sometimes frustration that why can't I make a film that I really feel is going to work in today's time. And I feel so proud of him to see how he has come all these years, and now he's married, he has a beautiful family, a beautiful home, and he has a little baby now, and that all that has happened in the last year and a half. So I feel like we are kind of in and around from the same time. I think I'm just a couple of years kind of senior to him, if I can say so. But so I just feel like we were both in a space where we could collaborate, our energies matched really well. I think he's also thinking long term, he's become a man, he's settled, he wants to work a certain way. He doesn't want to compromise on the kind of work that he does. He says, मैं नहीं करूँगा picture. नहीं मैं करूँगा ही नहीं इसका ऐसे सब. I love that about him, that he doesn't want to compromise. It doesn't matter what kind of film we're making, he wants to give it his best. And he's very alive on the film set, I'm used to doing these films which are very performance oriented. Of course, this is also, but then this has a lot of other things happening as well, right? You can't just put the camera and then expect the actor to act. So, on the first couple of days, I realized I'm not top priority on the set, So he has this guy called Bablu, okay, who is his twin, okay? He is on Steadicam. Oh, and we couldn't have done this film without Bablu. If you guys don't know Bablu, go check him out. He's a rager.
And he used to be an action star earlier, action boy.
I realized I'm the second hero of the film, because Ali was not interested in what I was doing till Bablu got what he was doing right. After Bablu and Ali were happy, they'd look at me and say, "नहीं ठीक है, आप जाओ, आप break लो, आप नाश्ता कर लो," But it was a great experience working with Ali, and this is my first action film, and I couldn't have asked for anybody better to do it with, because I don't think I would have looked this good or been able to do it this well without the kind of experience and understanding that Ali has. And so I'm very fortunate that I got to debut in action, which is a very different genre,
very, very different genre. It needs to be, especially when you're on set, the way things happen is very different from most other genres. There's too much happening on an action set, and he made me feel very relaxed and comfortable. देखिए फर्स्टली तो मैं कोई ऐसे टॉल क्लेम्स कि हमारी फिल्म कुछ रीडिफाइन कर देगी, आई थिंक वो अच्छा नहीं लगता. हमने अपनी तरफ से पूरी मेहनत की है. जैसे अली ने कहा कि दिस इज़ मेड फॉर एन ऑडियंस जो ऑल ओवर द वर्ल्ड. OTT गेट्स कंज्यूम्ड एवरीवेयर साइमल्टेनियसली. तो ऑफकोर्स उनके माइंड में ये होगा, बट आई थिंक अली का एक्शन यूजुअली बहुत ही ग्रिटी और बहुत ही एजी और न्यू एज होता है. इसमें बिकॉज हम एक सर्टन जॉनर की फिल्म बना रहे हैं, वी हैव गॉन मोर टुवर्ड्स रियल, बट उस रियल के अंदर अली का फ्लेवर तड़का आते रहता है. एंड एक्चुअली दैट्स व्हाट मेक्स इट वेरी इंजॉयबल कि ऑन वन हैंड ऐसा भी है कि आपको लगता है ये एक्चुअली हो रहा है, ऐसा नहीं लगता अरे यार ये सिर्फ फिल्मों में हो रहा है, बट उसका जो एक जो एक एड्रेनलिन रश मिलता है, जो एक मज़ा आता है कि अरे यार मज़ा आ गया. आई थिंक इस फिल्म में उन्होंने उसको कंबाइन करने की कोशिश की है. एंड आई थिंक दैट इज़ अ वेरी बिग USP फॉर द वे द एक्शन. दैट्स वाई ज़्यादातर सवाल जो आ रहे हैं वो इसकी स्लिकनेस के बारे में या इसके एक्शन के बारे में ही आ रहे हैं, बिकॉज इट्स आई थिंक अ वेरी डिफरेंट काइंड ऑफ लुकिंग फिल्म. इट हैज़ वेरी फ्रेश काइंड ऑफ विजुअल ग्रामर, सिनेमैटिक ग्रामर. और एक्शन ग्रिटी मुझे भी पर्सनली पसंद है. अगर एक्शन में इमोशन ना हो, अगर एक्शन के अंदर फीलिंग नहीं आए कि कैरेक्टर घुसा हुआ है उस सिचुएशन में, तो मज़ा भी नहीं आता. सो वीव ट्राइड आवर बेस्ट एंड आई थिंक इंडियन फिल्म्स आर गेटिंग बेटर एंड बेटर एंड बेटर. और जो हिंदी फिल्म दे सकती है ना, वो हॉलीवुड फिल्म नहीं दे सकती. शायद हम थोड़ा सा भूल गए कुछ टाइम से, लेकिन वो आएगा. अच्छी फिल्में आएंगी तो वो फीलिंग वापस आएगी. हम हिंदुस्तानी हैं, हमें बाहर जाके चाइनीज़ खाना और ये सब अच्छा लगता है, लेकिन घर आके जो अपना घर का खाना है दाल मखनी जो होती है ना, दाल मखनी होती है, उसका जो मसाला होता है, उसका मसाले का टेस्ट ना वो बाहर कहीं मिलता नहीं है. तो हो सकता है बेहतर फिल्में बनाने का टाइम आ गया है, लेकिन इस फिल्म में वो सब मिलेगा, हिंदुस्तानियत भी मिलेगी, which is what I really like about this film.
In fact, if I may just add, and I really like when he says that there is no tall claim, or there is, it's very nice that when your film on the public domain is compared or drawn a parallel to a nice action flick, and they're comparing it. But the whole idea for them to partner, in the creative energies was the relentlessness in the action, which I feel has not been seen lately, and especially when everybody is confined to home. तरह तरह के एक्शन होते हैं जैसे अली ने कहे हैं, बट आई फील दिस इज़ अ लिटिल जॉनर ब्रेकिंग. एंड वो रिलेंटलेसनेस जो है, इफ़ दैट कम्स आउट वेल एंड इफ ऑडियंस इज ग्रिप्ड, जॉब हाफ डन.